Hiya, welcome to GGKCS, a multi-generational podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross-stitch, and geeky. I'm Cece, and I'm so glad you're here today. Today is Sunday, the 23rd of January, 2022, and this is episode 477. I'd like to say a big welcome back, love y'all, to all returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. I want to say thank you for the comments and the kind words and messages last week, both for when I went on my rant about the fact that the elderly and people with chronic health issues, lives are just as important as everyone else. Still holding true to that. And also for about my shoulder. So just a little update is that I'm scheduled to have an MRI on it on Tuesday. And then we will go from there to see what needs to happen. I've been babying it. I'm icing it several times a day. I've got it taped with kinesiology tape to give it some more stability. And I'm seeing my chiropractor, who is doing some work around it to try to help with some pain relief. But I am definitely taking it easy, and but it's definitely interesting the creative ways I've figured out how to continue cross-stitching and knitting. So my left arm is doing a whole lot more of the work than the right. So, you know, you do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. And yeah, well, I have quite a few things to talk to you about today. So I think we probably should get started. Here we go. And now we're going to talk about what's on my needles. So first up, in my kitty project bag from Little Fish Stitches, I am picking back up a in-progress project that got set aside for a little while. These are my Christmas shorty socks from my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern that you can get at javapearldesigns.com. And as always, everything we talk about in the podcast is available in our show notes, ggkcs.com. I'm using US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles, and I'm using West Yorkshire Spinner Signature 4-ply in the Fairy Lights colorway. So I had already finished the first sock, and then I set it aside to work on another project, but I have the toe of the second sock done, and on my Zoom needles, and yeah, so I will work on that and get the second sock of the pair completed. So there's that. And then the other thing in my Nerdbird Makery makers bag is my year-long project. This is the Dust of Snow wrap by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade. And I'm making it with, I'm using US 6 4-mil needles, and I'm using yarn gifted to me by Silver D and Friends as part of, it was a advent calendar in December. So this is the end of week 3. So I'm sorry that I can't hold this better. I'm doing what I can. So week 3 included these waves. So they're central double decreases. So it makes it have like a wavy pattern across. And then it's still, we're gonna make this work. Wait, which way do I go? This way. At this edge, it has a little bit of lace, and on both sides, or actually they're eyelet holes, both sides have a attached I-cord. So, and the yarn that I'm currently using, this multicolor, is Into the World hand-painted Picoco sock in the bigger on the inside colorway. And looking at my pattern for this week, I will finish off color 2 and add in color 3, which is right here. Sweet Georgia Yarns Tough Love sock in the Magician colorway. So that is my progress on that, and I'm excited to be making progress on it. What I did was like 2 rows a day for several days, and that way I was able to work on it and get progress on it, but it wasn't too much for my shoulder. So, but that means I have some FOs. So let's move on to the next segment and I will show them to you. And now we're going to talk about my finished projects. So this is my preemie hat number 3 for the year. It's from my free top-down preemie hat pattern that you can get on our website, javapearldesigns.com. I used US 6's 4mm needles, and the yarn is Brene Cotton Tots in the strawberry colorway and Lion Brand Heartland in the Glacier Bay colorway. So, and that is FO number, I think, 6 for the year. And then FO number 7 is another pair of shorty fingerless mitts. This was done on US 3's 3.25 mil needles from a free pattern that I modified. And the yarn is Blueberry Chick Yarn Kiowa in the Lavender Sorbet with Sprinkles colorway. So just that pale lavender and white with the sprinkles of color. Turn them around this way. Yeah, you can see all those little pops of color. And so that would make that, I believe, FO number 7 for the year. So I'm doing well. I'll finish a preemie hat today and next Sunday. So I will have at least 9 FOs for January. So that's pretty awesome. And I'm really pleased with that progress. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for FlossTube. So I started a new project last night, as one does. This is in my Humans with Cat Heads project bag from the 805 Stitcher. Dammy does not like it. It creeps them out. So I am working on the Spooky Stories bookmark from the Black Needle Society, Katie Landis. So it says, "Off to my grave, for I am dead. Place at my side a needle and thread." And this was from the Trick or Treat box this year. I'm stitching it on the Mill Hill 14 count perforated paper in the Mocha colorway and the called for DMC flosses. The needle minder is also from Black Needle Society. So there's my start. Let me see. Maybe I should put something behind it. There we go. That doesn't really help. Of course, I have like no blank paper. We're gonna hold my hand behind it. How about that? I will find something for future. So I just barely started on it last night. It's 2 threads over 1. And yeah. So as for the scissor fob, I spent way too much time yesterday. I think the pattern is really cute, but since it's going on my cat scissors, I wanted it to be a cat. And so I found this really cute cat pattern that will fit in the scissor fob that I will be stitching after I finish the bookmark. So but yeah, I just was like, you know what? I just want to pick up something new and just have fun and enjoy it. So I started that last night. Put that there. All right, next up in my Outlander to Better to Sleep project bag from the Stitch Toolbox, I am working on Modern Folk Embroidery The River. This is a year-long project. The modification I've made is I took this bottom design element, I flipped it so it would be mirrored, and I'm putting it in place of the alphabet and numbers. And let's see. The fabric is Steel City Stitchers 16 count Ada in the Crimson Peak colorway. And the floss is Forbidden Fiber Co. in the River of Life colorway. The needle minder is, all of this came from, except for the project bag, came from the Black Needle Society. And okay, here we go. So you can see I made some more progress on that design element this week. So what the math that I did was I need to stitch 185 stitches each week, and I will finish it by year's end. Yeah, so so I'm doing 185 stitches a week on that. As a reminder, I'm a rep for the Black Needle Society. You can save 5% on everything in the vault by using the coupon code JavaPearl5, JAVAPURL, and the number 5. And then the final thing, and I had, I need to remember to airdrop the photo over to the other computer so that I can show it to you. I'll put it on the screen. But in my project bag, my Winnie the Pooh project bag from Knit Run Dig, I am working on Edinburgh Castle by Terra Luna Stitchery. All the details of everything I'm using in this are in the show notes, ggkcs.com. I am working on this as my 25/7 project, which is where you either stitch for 25 stitches or 25 minutes or more sometimes each day. And I post in my stories on Instagram every week or every day, like that day's progress. And then on Fridays, which is my week's end date on this, I post it to my feed with the updated numbers. And I'm not going to show you this yet because I'm going to put it on the screen because I finished the full width of the project this week on Friday. So I popped it out of the Q-snap and took a photo for you. That put me at 49,920 stitches out of 265,824 stitches complete, 18.779% complete, and 10 out of 60 pages complete. Wow. So, like I said, I took it out of the Q-snap. That's the photo you're seeing. And then I put it back into the Q-snap. And then last night I started back over here at the beginning. I'm going to be doing it in diagonals to try that method. So I did this square, and then I'm doing this square, and then I'll do this square, and then I'll do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to the bottom of the page, which I believe that will put it at, I think I have to move down onto the next row of pages for like 1 or 2 rows of stitches just to finish out. I want to finish out the square, the 10 by 10 square. So it will put me a little bit down onto the 3rd row of pages, but it was the same thing for the first row. I think I had 1 or 2 rows of stitches that were on the 2nd row of pages, but that way it just makes more sense to me to finish out the 10 by 10 squares. So there we go. And we will see, and actually, because I do the math on the stitches every day. The stitches yesterday put me over 50,000 stitches. So it's been a pretty epic week in Edinburgh Castle. So I will continue to work on that daily, and I'm loving the progress that I'm making, and can't wait to see at year's end where I am at. It's exciting. It's very, very exciting. So, okay. Well, I think we are ready to move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about. Yummies. First up, we got the next Knit Crate box in the mail. And this month's theme is Cabin Retreat. And we got, this is Adine Wool's flannel in the buffalo colorway. It's a 47% Surrey alpaca, 38% alpaca wool, 15% non-superwash merino wool, DK weight, 100 grams, 231 yards in the buffalo colorway. I can't remember if I said already buffalo. It's very soft. Super pretty. And then it also came with a winter mint and marshmallow lip balm. And let me see if I can show you. I just need something to cover up this bottom part here so that you don't see the code to download or the coupon code. These are the patterns that were this month. So on this side over here is the ones that are for the yarn that we got, the crochet and the knit pattern, and then they also have a sock yarn box, and that's the crochet and knit patterns for that. So very pretty patterns and very pretty yarn. So I'm thinking that that's probably going to go in our box of prizes, and one of you could win it at some point. So there is that. Next up, all right, let's see here. I ordered some stickers. Sorry for the crinkle. I got them on Etsy, but their website is called Stickimo. Stickimo.com. I didn't order this one, but they included it. You got this 2022. I got a few of these habit tracker. Your habits decide your future. And then what I really was shopping for was these. They're the same stickers. They're just in two different color palettes. Okay. And it's got week 1 all the way to week 52. And what I was going to do is I'm going to use these to help me track the Dust of Snow wrap and the river cross stitch to help me make sure I am getting the rose knit and the stitches stitched for each project each week like I need to. So I didn't realize when I ordered these, but the seller is actually local to me. They live a little bit, not very far north of me. So that was kind of cool. And then I placed an order from my friend Yuko at Honeyberry Studios. This is the thank you card she sent. Her website is honeyberrystudios.com. She always writes me the sweetest little notes. So I ordered a few things. I got this cute sticker of a cat with flowers. I got one of her rainbow flowers stickers. She sent me this one. You are magic. I ordered this one. It's a sympathy card. You grieve deeply for you loved deeply. And then I ordered, I'm not going to take these out of the package, but these are 2 sets of postcards. And the art probably will look familiar to you if you've been around for a while, because it's the same art that was on her let's see, let me think. These must have been on the 2020 yearly calendar. So these are like encouragements. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You are brave. Yes, you can. You belong. Listen to your body. Self-care is not selfish. You are doing the best you can with what you have. All feelings are okay. You matter. Talk to yourself like you talk to your best friend. Ask for what you need. The world is a better place because you are in it. And then the other set I ordered would have been from the 2021 calendar. The butterfly says, look within. The flowers say, no rush. I give myself permission to, and then you fill in the blank. Stay curious. Look at the little kitty with the hedgehog. Give yourself grace. Kindness is your superpower. The other shoe may never drop. You're stronger than you think. It's okay to not have all the answers. Take a nap. Be the light. That one is so cute with the fish. And you are loved with the kitties. I highly recommend Yuko's art. She has so many amazing things, And I love shopping her shop. And she's also donated stuff over the years to the podcast. I have this like one weird hair that is just like driving me nuts. There we go, maybe. She's donated prizes to the podcast over the years, and she's a lovely human, and I adore her. So she and her husband actually helped me move when I moved in here almost a year ago, y'all. Almost a year ago. They came out and helped me, and it was a true blessing. Okay, and then the other thing I want to show you, I actually had last week, but let me tell you the story. So, as you know, my divorce was final in September, and I had a gift that I wanted to give myself. However, because of COVID, I had to wait 4 months for an appointment. No longer than that. Yeah, about 4 months for an appointment. And so I got a new tattoo. The reason I didn't show it to y'all last week is, so all my other tattoos that I've gotten, they have put like the saran wrap, cling wrap stuff over them. When I left the tattoo studio, this place, it's still like that same like cling wrap, saran wrap, but it has an adhesive on it that sticks to your skin. And there are some adhesives that I am sensitive to, and I didn't realize that this was one of them. And so I had an allergic reaction to the clear plastic that he put over the top of the tattoo. So it's still healing, but it looks a whole lot better. So if you notice lines around the tattoo, that's what it is. It's from the allergic reaction to the adhesive. So I knew what I wanted to have. I wanted to have cross stitch in it, but I also wanted to include the pride flag in it. And I was, sorry, my nose is itching. I had like thought out different things over the months, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then last year, I believe it was the Witchy Stitcher, put out a free pattern that had a cross stitch heart with the pride flag on it as a freebie pattern. And I contacted them and said, would you be okay with me having this tattooed on my skin? And they were like so gracious and said yes. And so that is what happened. So let me see how well I can show this to you. All right, there we go. So yeah, you can see right there, like there's the adhesive. So I'm going to have to go back in and have him touch up a few stitches in the yellow and probably some here in the white and the pink. But it's definitely healing, and it looks a lot better than it did. So yeah, I'll just wait for those allergic reaction to heal. You can still see a tiny bit up there, but not bad. So, but this was my divorce gift to myself. So this is tattoo number 5. So I'm really pleased with how it turned out. And the tattoo parlor I went to was so diligent about it being a sanitized and clean space. Had to show your vaccine card, wash your hands as soon as you walked in the door. Yeah, they were very meant, and I really appreciated that. And I appreciated that they are queer affirming. And that meant a lot to me, because I knew I wanted to find a place that would affirm this tattoo that I was getting. So yeah, I have a new tattoo, number 5. So, and who knows what'll be next. I have some ideas percolating. So, yeah. All right, well, I think that is everything for Yummies. So let's move on to the next segment. And now let's talk about what we're reading, watching, and listening to. A reminder about our 2022 RAL. Goodness, I need to drink more coffee. This is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you're reading, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. And by participating in the quarterly rows, so right now we're in January, February, March, you earn entries into the year-long challenge. And at the beginning of 2023, we will draw for 3 grand prize winners. All the details are in the show notes as well as in the Facebook group, and the Facebook group is where you enter. There's a thread there that you post once and then edit your post. If you have any questions, let us know. And yeah. We still have not heard from one of the RAL grand prize winners for 2021. So if you participated, go back and watch the first episode of January because your time to claim your prize is running out. So, all right, what I am reading, How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can by Amy B. Shire, continuing to read that. For my Unashamed Love Collective book club, I am reading Walking the Bridgeless Canyon, Repairing the Breach Between the Church and the LGBT Community by Kathy Baldock. I am almost done with this. I think I'm at like 91%, so I will be done with that book this week. Continuing to read a poem or a whatever you want to call it, quote a day from Inward by Young Pueblo. I am reading and writing in Get Untamed the Journal by Glennon Doyle. I have been listening to the first book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series by Carrie Maniscalco, and the book is of the same name. So I'm listening to the audiobook of that. I think I'm in like the 65% or so done with that one. And it's about a young woman who is being trained by her uncle about how to do like autopsies, and but it's during the time of the killings by Jack the Ripper. So I read book 4 in the Truly Devious series by Maureen Johnson called The Box in the Woods. So this has characters from the first 3 books in the Truly Devious series, but it is not set at the school where the other 3 books were set. It is set at like a summer camp where there was a murder, I don't know, like 25 years ago, 30, more than that. There was a murder within my lifetime, I think. I think it was sometime in like the late 70s in this storyline of this book. And the main character is called upon to try to solve this murder. And it was okay. I didn't enjoy it as much as the previous 3 books. And that's what I had heard as well. I'd been told by others who had read it that it was definitely a different flavor than the previous 3 books. And then I'm also reading the first book in the Veronica Speedwell series by Deanna Rayburn called A Curious Beginning, and I'm almost done with it. I think I was trying to finish it last night, and I just was getting so sleepy. I think I'm at like 91%, so I'm so close to being done. But this is about a young woman who, set in the UK as well, a young woman whose guardians both pass away. And then as she comes home from the funeral, there's someone in the house looking for something. And then she is saved by this baron who takes her away to London and puts her in the care of this friend of his. But then things happen and she has no idea why she's being chased after or why somebody's trying to get to her. And over the course of the book, of course, we're finding out why. But it's been a pretty interesting read. So I'm enjoying that. Some of what I'm watching: Law & Order Special Victims Unit, Season 23, as well as episodes for the That's Messed Up and SVU podcast, which is not safe for children. Rewatching Season 2 of Gilmore Girls with I Am All In with Scott Patterson podcast. He had the actress who played Gypsy on this week on a bonus episode. What is her name? Rose. I can't think what her actual name is, the actor's name is. But it was definitely an interesting listen, and enjoying that. I finished watching series 9 of Father Brown. I'm watching season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett. I finished watching season 2 of Home Before Dark, and oh my gosh, the final episode. I don't want to give any spoilers because this show like weaves in stuff like you would not believe. If you want to know more about the show, I talked about it last week. And then of course, season 15 of Murdoch Mysteries, listening to my favorite murder podcast, as well as random Spotify playlists. And that is what some of what I'm reading, watching, and listening to this past week. So let's move on to the next segment. And now we're going to talk about our December, January, February Walking in a Winter Wonderland. Ow. So this is started on the 1st of December, runs through the 28th of February, and it's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, spin, stitch, or sew that you can convince us relates to winter. If you can't come up with anything, you made it in the winter. So no whips are allowed. And all the other rules can be found in the show notes, ggkcs.com, and in the Facebook group. The FO thread is also in the Facebook group. We like to say a huge thank you, love y'all, to the prize donors. They're on the screen right now. If you would like to donate a prize, you can email us at ggkcspodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to know more about the prizes, we talk about them in detail on the first podcast of every month, as well as they are in the show notes, ggkcs.com. We go through all the rules the first podcast of every month. But we would also like to give a shout out to people who finished projects this last week. And there was a lot of y'all. Way to go. So people who finished projects this last week are Brittany M, Emily V.S., Jane S., Jane with a Y.S., Jennifer B.H., Sarah G., Silver D., and Tracy O. Great job, y'all. Keep working on your projects. You have a little over a month, about a month and a week left to finish your projects and get them posted, and you might be the winner of one of the prizes. So, all right, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for Ask the Geeks, the part of the show where you ask us questions and we try to answer them. This question was originally asked and answered in 2019. I would be interested to go back and listen to that answer, but I did not. It's from Denise, and Denise says, you both like coffee and tea. That is very obvious. What is your preferred method for making either drink at home? I like a good pour-over method or a French press. The only reason I don't make more French press is because of the cleanup. I hate cleaning the French press out. But I know there are other methods out there. Having worked in a coffee roaster's retail shop, I do know a lot of them. Do you prefer a cold brew or a hot brew? How do you take your coffee and tea? Black or with additives such as cream, sugar, honey, lemon? Of the current drinks out at cafes, what is your current favorite? Also, what is your all-time favorite at cafes? This doesn't have to be a big chain store either. One of my favorite drinks is at a local 24-hour coffee house. The drink is called an Irish car bomb, and the cafe is called Bitter End. Cece, I think I know yours, but you might surprise me. So let me try to go through all the questions. My preferred method for making coffee and tea at home. I don't drink as much tea as I used to. But when I do, I use an electric kettle to boil the water and then pour it over the tea. My preferred tea to drink is, oh my goodness gracious. I can see the label in my brain. Okay, I'm back. I don't know why I could not put my brain on the name of it. The Good Earth Sweet and Spicy. I love that one. That one's so good. So that's my preferred tea. My preferred method of making coffee at home. I have a 12-pot coffee pot, and I drink an entire pot every day. So that is the reason I don't do French press or pour over, because I drink a full pot of coffee by myself every day. And yeah, So I just go for the quick, efficient method, especially because since I'm working from home, you know, sometimes it's just like I jump up and grab another cup of coffee and sit right back down to work. See, here's coffee. So that is just the most efficient way for me to do it. Let's see. Do you prefer a cold brew or a hot brew? I drink a hot brew pretty much year around. I do have one of those cold brew pitchers where you can make the cold brew yourself in the fridge, and sometimes I do that. But I do like a cold brew from Starbucks. I drink their cold brew almost exclusively year round. I'll come back to that in a second, but I really like their vanilla sweet cream cold brew. And that's what I drink almost year round from there. How do you take your coffee and tea? Coffee, a splash of creamer in it. I do like the flavored creamers. Right now I've just got a French vanilla, but I have, you know, I love the pumpkin spice ones. If I'm not using a creamer, I will just use a vanilla unsweetened almond milk in it. Tea. If it's the Good Earth one, the sweet and spicy, I might put a little splash of almond milk in it. But I might just drink it straight. Okay, I don't know what drinks are currently out at cafes because I have not been hardly going anywhere because of the COVID. But my all-time favorite drink at cafes, which should be no surprise to anyone, is a pumpkin spice latte. Love that. Also love the pumpkin cream cold brew. That's also a nice one if I want a cold drink. But pumpkin spice lattes forever and always will be my number one go-to preferred coffee drink. So I think I talked about this on the podcast. If I didn't, well, here you go. So Starbucks has their like twice a year games that they do, and I always participated in them and rarely win anything more than maybe like 10 stars or whatever, which is fine. In their Christmas game this year, I won a free year of coffee from Starbucks. And it starts sometime in February. I'm waiting for the email from them that tells me when it starts, but I will get one free drink or one free food item every day for a full year. This might motivate me to walk a little bit more because my closest Starbucks, the closest Starbucks, they closed down during COVID. So the next closest one, it might be, you know, if it's safe with COVID, it might motivate me to, you know, go get my free Starbucks every day. So there we go. I think that was all the questions, but pumpkin spice latte is forever and always my favorite. Here at home, just a good old 12 cup coffee pot, just for convenience sake and time's sake. So those are good questions. So thank you so much, Denise, for those questions. If you have a question for us, you can go to the Facebook group and there's the Ask the Geeks thread there that you can post on. You can post them in the comments on the YouTube videos. You can send me a DM on Instagram. You can email us at ggkcspodcast@gmail.com. And thus far, there has not yet been a question we have not been willing to answer. So feel free to ask. And happy coffee. That's good stuff. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Well, with that, we made it to the end of the show. Huzzah! Thanks so much for being here with me today. A few announcements. As a reminder, I am a rep for the Black Needle Society. You can save 5% on everything in the Black Needle Society vault, which are items from previous boxes. With a coupon code JAVAPEARL5, JAVAPURL, and the number 5, you can use it more than once. Use it. It lets them know that I'm sending people their way. If you're interested in getting in on the every other month subscription boxes, you need to join the wait list at theblackneedlesociety.com. And then the special edition boxes are open for anyone to purchase, although people who have participated, like for example the Gilmore Girls one, people who had participated in the previous year, it's a siren, we should take a drink. People who participated in the last year get first dibs, and then the subscribers get second chance, and then what's left goes to the general public. So yeah, theblackneedlesociety.com. I know that my January box has been shipped, and I'm so excited. It's happy hour stitching with 2 Martini Stitcher. So I cannot wait for that one to arrive. So I should have that to show y'all next week. We are co-hosts of the Pride Along that started last year and runs through the end of June 2022. There's a YouTube video in the show notes, ggkcs.com, that explains everything. Our hashtag is GGKCS Pride Along 2122. We'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports the podcast, no matter how it is you support us. We're grateful for each of you, and we're grateful that you're a part of our community. Those with a huge thank you, a big thank you. We love y'all to those who support us financially. That money is primarily used for shipping of prizes and technology behind the scenes. If you'd like to support the podcast financially, there's a few ways you can do that. Patreon and YouTube Join are sites where you pledge a certain amount to a month to your favorite creatives, and then you earn rewards or perks based on the level you donate at. You can find out more and sign up at patreon.com/ggkcs or by clicking the join button under any YouTube video. If you'd like to make a one-time donation, there is a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website. We are bookshop.org affiliates, which is an online bookstore with a mission to financially support local independent bookstores. If you purchase a book from our shop, we earn a commission, and local independent bookstores also earn money from your purchase. Our site is at bookshop.org/shop/ggkcs. And we are amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our site first, click on the appropriate Amazon link there, and then do your shopping as normal. We earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you would be doing anyway. You can find us online at ggkcs.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, our Facebook group, etc. So, well, with that, I'm going to tell you goodbye. I hope that you have a good week ahead. Reminder, I know I'm a broken record, but reminder, get vaccinated and boosted. Wear your masks. Think about others. Because we should always be thinking about others. But in the midst of this pandemic that is not yet over, your actions definitely can impact other people's lives in very, very serious and severe ways. So think about others. I hope you have a great week ahead, and happy crafting, and we will talk to you again next time. All right. Bye. Stay tuned after the credits for Pink Pearl. Pink, what's going on here? What's going on here? She absolutely loves when I eat a bag of Smart Pops, whatever it's called, the popcorn. Because she knows when I get to the end of the bag, I will let her lick my fingers. I think the cheese one is her favorite. This was butter. Was it good? Oh, goodness.